Picture this. Have you ever felt the excitement of finishing a project only to be crushed by the time it takes to render it? It's like waiting for Christmas morning as a kid, but instead of presents, you get a slow computer. Imagine the disappointment of putting in so much time and effort into a project, only to spend hours waiting for single render. Now, picture this instead. You are in the middle of a client meeting and they ask you to change your design. Do you break out in cold sweat, or do you whip up your Unreal Engine skills and make the change in real time? Unreal Engine has been used to create some of the most stunning and groundbreaking 3D architectural projects of our time, and established itself as the premier engine for cutting-edge 3D architectural visualizations used by renowned architecture and design firms around the world. As an architect or 3D artist, you have a unique talent for turning your visions into tangible designs. But what if you could take that talent one step further and bring those designs to life and turn them into immersive experiences? Unreal Engine allows to create more than just beautiful visualizations. From digital twins to product configurators, Unreal Engine 5 offers simple and efficient ways to bring in high-fidelity data from a variety of 3D, CAD, and BIM applications. Additionally, Nanite technology allows to import massive amounts of geometry without sacrificing performance. We also have Lumen real-time global illumination and reflection system that provide us with dynamic and realistic lighting that reacts to changes we do to our environments in real time, making it possible to create lifelike lighting conditions that accurately reflects how the sun interacts with materials and surfaces, allowing you to experiment with different lighting conditions at different times of day in order to achieve the most visually stunning results. In addition to architecture, Unreal Engine has been used by leading game developers and film producers to create some of the most popular and visually stunning games and projects, such as Fortnite, upcoming games like Stalker 2, The Witcher Remake, and so many more. Imagine being able to showcase your designs to clients with the same level of detail and realism as a big-budget film. Sounds like a dream, right? Well, wake up and smell the coffee, samurai, because Unreal Engine is making this dream a reality. As a CG generalist and Unreal Engine authorized instructor, I'm putting together with my team at VR Division a comprehensive course tailored specifically for architects and 3D artists. This course is built from the ground up to teach you everything you need to know, and it's divided into 3 main categories: the full fundamentals of Unreal Engine, the full process of creating project from start to finish, and finally, how to showcase your work. With a step-by-step guidance and hands-on exercises, you will learn the basics and quickly progress to more advanced techniques for creating real-time 3D projects and incorporating interactivity into your designs. Unreal Engine is completely free to use, so you can create stunning visualizations at a fraction of the cost without having to invest in expensive software or rendering farms. We are offering a limited time discount of 30% plus customized assets and resources that will elevate your workflow. So, what are you waiting for? Join us on this exciting journey to revolutionize the way you present your 3D architectural projects. We invite you to join us at VR Division Academy, an Unreal Engine Authorized Training Center. My name is Yahya, your trainer, an Unreal Engine Authorized Instructor. I'm looking forward. See you soon. Hey everyone, hope you all are doing great. It's good to see you again. Another week, another live stream. Today we have Unreal Engine 5.2 in front of me, and I have a project that I made in the past that we want to do from scratch today. So we're gonna take this, send it to the engine, create materials, create lighting, answer your questions, and make it look nice. If you can hear me well, please let me know, so we are all on the same page. And of course, just like always, if you have any questions, feel free to ask these questions during the stream. I will be working on this project and I will take some time off between some time and answer any questions that you may have. Also, just to make my life and your life a little easier so I can see your question. When you have a question, if you can put it between brackets like this so I can see it in the chat, it would be very helpful. It's a pleasure to see you. Ashraf, Luay, Khadija. Monkey Red, I can't read that language, but I'm going to assume that's hello. Cheers. All right. So why don't we get started? I have my pen for any notes as well. I'm going to put my phone somewhere not near me so I don't get distracted. So as a kind reminder, we are hosting on our Discord server. The link is in the description. Every Friday, I forgot the time, but I think we have the event here. So it's 2 p.m. UK time. We're hosting training for Unreal Engine with my team from VR Division, with Abdul Jabbar. If you're watching, hello. In the live events stage. So we have a program ongoing now where we chose trainees and we are learning Unreal Engine together. So every week there is a session. We started with the fundamentals. Then last week we studied materials. On Friday, we're going to talk about lighting, lumen, and whatnot, and so on. So if you want to participate, to come, to listen, to ask questions as well, you can join us on Discord. And as a reminder to everyone, guys, show your work. So we have also these groups. Show your work in progress or your finished work, where you can also share your Unreal Engine projects or what you're working on. I always take a look here and I try to leave hearts whenever possible. Keep up the good work, because every time you post something here, it means that you finished the project. And when you finish a project, it's time for the next project. And that's the only way we can all grow together. So I encourage you to join us and introduce yourself if you want to. Say hello. Tell us about you. I also try to do my best to say hello to everyone. And yeah, here you can ask your Unreal Engine questions, your Twinmotion questions, you can share your work, you can stay updated with the tutorials we're posting. And we have beautiful community. You have Jonathan, you have Wiz, he made recently amazing Lumen tutorial. And yeah, so it's a community for all of us, so we can grow and learn together. It would be a pleasure to have you. And now Discord can go away. Hey, Digital World, I'm great, thank you so much. How about you? Freezy, hello, hope you're doing good. All right, I'm just going to set things up. You may have seen the video at the start of the stream. Just so you know, let me click here and do this. I need to do this before we start so I don't forget. So we are making an amazing Unreal Engine course in architecture. And for now, there are two big chapters, the Unreal Engine Foundations and Unreal Engine in Production to make a project. The whole curriculum is there. This is the offer page. So if you go to the other page, it's slightly not the, so this is a special offer that I'm posting only on Instagram and on YouTube. If you want to take advantage of that, it's during this month, March. And yeah, just so you know, this will teach you everything you need about Unreal Engine and the production workflow so you can make Unreal Engine projects. If you are looking for a course to invest your time and yeah, to learn from, I would recommend this because I made it. Okay. Hey, Berkeley, thank you so much. I'm glad you like the videos. Actually, speaking of videos, the final announcement, just so you know as well, if you don't want to take advantage of that offer, but this will take slightly more time, we made, yesterday was the first video, a new series where I'm taking you in the journey of producing a project from start to finish. So making an architectural an Archviz project from start to finish. Yesterday was the first video. Tomorrow we have a second video. I already recorded 10 videos. Oh, I need to cancel distractions. Sorry about that. Yeah, so every week there are a couple of videos that we'll be sharing. I'm recording these as we go. So if you have questions, if you need me to cover things on the way, you can leave comments on these videos. And if you didn't see this video yet, 3 important tips in Unreal Engine. This is really important video that I highly recommend that you watch because they are very spicy tips. That's all. And now, let me do this. Okay, so here we have a project. Let me give you a background on this. We have the architectural elements, we have furniture, and we want to export this to Unreal Engine. To do that, we need DataFMeth exporter. We already have that. If you don't have DataFMeth, so if you're using 3D Max, if you're using SketchUp, if you're using Revit, if you're using anything. By the way, just so you know, I'm learning Revit. I have a Revit stream planned on the way. So if you go to Google, search for DataFMeth and download DataFMeth, you will be able to export from most DCC applications and BIM applications / CAD applications what you create to Unreal Engine. I'm trying to do this looking at the chat at the same time. So, hey Mustafa, Ramadan Kareem to you too, my man. Unreal Engine 5.2 is in preview. So if you want to take a sneak peek at it, and of course, don't convert your production projects on it, it's still in preview. I guess in 1 month, 2 months, 1 month and a half, we will have the final 5.2, but now it's in preview. And today we're gonna take a look at some of the translucency improvements that it got. And let's see if you guys, based on your request, if you want me to take a look at specific features, we can do that during today's stream. Amiljar Marta, how are you, buddy? Hope you're having a good day. Good to see you. Mad farmhouse renovation. Okay, let's start with the question and we'll continue with the project. So can we delete baked maps if you will accidentally hit on light? Yes, the moment you hit on light bake. So actually to read the question, can we delete baked maps? How can we delete baked maps if we will accidentally hit build light? I need to make the font larger, sorry. It's far. Oh, that's so much better. Okay. How can we delete baked maps if you will accidentally hit build lighting only? I didn't fully understand the question, but I'm going to assume that you want to get rid of baked lighting so you can use Lumen. Is this your question here? You want to get rid of baked lighting in any way, or I got you wrong? Can you please elaborate more on the question? Asim Ansari, how are you? How much V-Ray should be needed for exterior animation for commercial projects? Why would you use V-Ray and render animations if you can use Unreal Engine and do things in real time? I didn't use V-Ray for so many years. Like for the past 8 years, I have been using mainly Unreal Engine as my main tool. I stopped using V-Ray for production on my projects since 2015. So that's my answer. Mad. Okay. So for your question, okay, everyone, the first question we got, if you have a scene and that scene have baked lighting and you want to get rid of that baked lighting on that scene, so let me do something similar. Let's create a new level and let's quickly bake lights on that level. So I'm going to call it baked. And I'm going to, as we go through that, I'm going to export my project. So just so you know, when we export projects like this, I don't want to export everything at once. I'm going to talk in depth more about this once I finish answering the question. But long story short, you want to export your project as chunks, basically.
especially if your project is not yet completed. So if you have revisions you want to do, it's better to export these as little chunks. So now I'm exporting only the architectural elements of my project, okay? And I will hit export, and I usually save my files here. So I'm going to call this live stream and call this Arch. It's easier to write. You know what? I'm going to call it architecture. So data math save as type. This is, you may not have this if you are using an older version of data math. I get some comments. I wish I deleted data math and downloaded it again. But in the new versions of data math, you can actually find a floating toolbar in 3ds Max and in SketchUp as well. And I don't know about other tools. You will see the buttons here outside. So just so you know. Now I exported my scene. I'm going to create a new folder here. So this is our preferred folder structure. I'm just going to name, this is the project. And here I'm going to make a new folder, call it DT for data math files. And this map that we just imported, I'm going to copy it here. So some of you might wonder, why are we still baking our lights if needed? That's important for performance. If you have a big scene with many lights and you want to get rid of the performance, you want better performance, or you want to deploy your project for virtual reality, we still bake our lights. So I'm going to take this map here and I'm going to open it again and I'm going to import. So to import your projects with data map, when you click on this menu, which is called quickly add to the project, I like to call it from now on create menu, because I think this is menu where we can add things or create things. It's just easier to say create. So you click on create menu and go to data map, file import, and we have direct link. If you're using, well, direct link now is available on Macs and other tools. We're gonna take a look at this in the next stream. So now we're just gonna import things normally. And I will go to my file that I just exported, which is live stream, architecture, data math. I just want the geometry. I wish I showed you the other options. So I'm going to click re-import. So I just selected the geometry, and under advanced, if you're baking your lights, you may need to set up the min and the max light resolution, light map resolution to something like this or something else. If you have any questions on these guys, if anyone is interested in knowing more about light baking, we can talk about this. But for now, we are keeping things at default. And we don't see anything because we don't have any lights. So I'm going to quickly create our light setup. So if you go to window, we have environment light mixer, and I will create skylight, I create sky atmosphere, another direction light, skylight, sky atmosphere, volumetric cloud, and the height fog. So we have our setup. And this setup works perfectly for both interiors and exteriors. I get this question so many times. How do I light interiors? How do I light exteriors? In Unreal Engine, it's the exact same process. You just create your setup like this. This is physically based lighting with the PPR workflow, and things just work. Now, if you want dynamic lighting, just make sure everything is set to movable. And something with the skylight, we need to set this to real-time capture. So we see the bounces of that light, basically, around here. Now, if you have interior or exterior, what is important for both is to have a post-process volume. And with the post-process volume, you need to play with the exposure settings. So I added that post-process volume. And under exposure here, we usually set this to manual. So when we go outside, you see like it's updating the exposure so we can see what is outside. And now if we go inside, give it a few seconds, it's adjusting just like your eyes in real life. So I set this to manual and nothing is happening. That's because we need to make our post-process volume either large enough to cover our scene, our project here, like so. So now when I go inside the post-process volume, you can see it's affecting it's working. So you can do that, or you can go to the post-process volume settings and infinite extent and bound, enable this, and no need to make this larger. Now this is always infinite. So let's bake our lights on this scene real quick. And to bake your lights, you need to set your lights to static or stationary. But I'm just going to quickly keep my scene organized. So I'm going to copy all these lights, put them here, and I'm going to make another folder, call it meshes, and I'm going to put the meshes here as well. And I'm going to select the directional light, set it to static, the skylight as well, and set it to static, and that will be it. Now, notice when we set things to static, we have this message, preview, okay? That's because we need to bake our light, and here we get a warning, lights need to be rebuilt, 99 unbuilt objects. Sorry. Now, before we build, I just want for this build to be really fast. So if you press Alt-0, this will show the light map density. I hope they fixed this in the final version of 5.2, but when we view the light map density, you see things overlapping. The green is like lower resolution. The orange is higher resolution, and you can tell from the square sizes, and the red is like very high resolution in relative to each other, these meshes. So I'm going to press on any of these static meshes. I'm going to press Ctrl-Shift-A to select all static meshes in my scene. And I'm going to set the light map resolution to 64. Okay, and now they all have less light map resolution. We will get words, shadows, but the light bake will be much faster. So now, if you press Ctrl-Shift semicolon or go to build lighting only, that will bake our lights. So let's wait a little bit for the light to bake. And let me take a look at the questions. Okay, we're coming to these questions in a moment. So now light bake finished. It's I just need to check the phone real quick. Waiting for this. Okay, now the light bake is finished. You can see, I wonder where my sun light went away. I hope this is not a bug. Also, let me disable this from the post-process volume. These lens flares, they can be a little annoying. So when you go to the post-process volume, you go to lens, you go to lens flare. Let's set the intensity of these to 0. Okay. Now, to answer your question, Mad Farmhouse Renovation, I like the name. To get rid of baked lighting, if you want to switch now to fully dynamic lighting to use lumen, we need to do the following. We need to go to settings and open a window or a panel called world settings. And usually this is closed, so when you open it like this, it will open this. And you need to search for pre-computed lighting, force no pre-computed lighting. So if you just type force, you'll find it under light mass, advanced, force no pre-computed lighting. So light mass, okay, advanced. Can you see, by the way? Yeah, I think you can. Let me know if my head is annoying for the settings here. So light mass, advanced, let's open this. Force no pre-computed lighting. Let me see, yeah, we can see it. Click on this. we get a little message telling us, hey, we need to build the light in order to get rid of the baked lighting in our scene. So we tell it okay, and we go to build and build lighting only again. And now all baked information is gone. Our scene is fully dynamic now, okay? So I'm going to try and build my lighting again, but as you can see, nothing happens. That's because we have this option enabled. So sometimes you may forget this enabled and you want to build your scene and you don't know why it's not building. That's because we need to disable this option. So now if I build my lighting again, it will build. I hope this answers your question, my friend. All right, next question. My question is about lighting. Can you demonstrate how to get set up with base level correct good lighting? This isn't over or underexposed. Well, I don't know why my son is going away. This is a topic, I guess, something I'm gonna tackle another time. Sorry, let's just get rid of the baked lighting again before I tackle your question. There we go. Build. Let's select the lights. And let's set this to movable. And set our skylight also to movable. So we have fully dynamic lighting. That's good. Okay. Luai, what I would say for overexposed or underexposed, you need to just make sure that the PPR values you are using on your materials are correct. You need to avoid values of 0 and 1. 0, which is completely black on your materials, and 1, which is completely white on the materials, because these values does not exist. Now, to give like the answer on overexposed or underexposed, I would say this is different for every scene. Like the type of lights you have, the type of windows, if it's an interior scene or exterior scene, you need to play with the pop stresses volume settings with the exposure and find what could work for you for your scene here. So sometimes we use different value, depends. Something to know about the lights you add, like here in the directional light, if you want to go fully physically accurate, you need to set the sun intensity to what the intensity it has in real life, which is from 75,000 lux to 150,000 lux, depending on the weather. So like baseline, I won't say that base level, I won't say that it exists and not, but there are like these practices to that you would do. If this makes any sense, but I would love to copy your question and have a better look at this and see if I'm mistaken here, if there are some good base level settings, but I've never like even worried about that, to be honest. If it's overexposed, I would lower the exposure. If it's underexposed, I would up the exposure a little. And ideally, we have multiple post-stresses volumes in our scenes, one for the interiors, one for the exteriors, and so on, and transitions in between. I think this matters a lot when you are rendering your image with something like the path tracer. So with that, as someone who don't use path tracer a lot, we always use like fully dynamic lighting, lumen, or baked lighting. I can't give like the best answer out there. I don't think there is the best answer or something. Maybe I'm mistaken again. So that would be my answer for this for now. And let me copy this question. In case I'm mistaken, I would address this in a video on the channel to have that sort of base level or something. So I hope this helps, Luai. If you can tell me more about what problems you're having with the exposure though, maybe we can have better understanding and keep the conversation going. So Just something to know, when we add the exponential height fog, we need to reduce the fog density, and we need to also enable the emissive, the volumetric fog, sorry. So when I enable this is more realistic, not for this scenario, but you will get beautiful fog if you have bigger scene or even cinematic scenes. And I just want this to be a very low value, like this. Amiljar, does the flickering shadow have to do with the quality of render setup? What flickering shadows exactly? This may be... I saw the question today you posted on Discord, but I didn't fully understand. If you can provide some screenshots of the problem, that could help. Like, there are many reasons shadow could be flickering. It could be a light you're adding, it could be so many lights, it could be a bug. Carlos, one question: which is the best program for hyper realism? If you want hyper realism, I would use a rendering engine like V-Ray or Corona or the Path Tracer, any unbiased render engine, basically. That's what I would use. Now, what we have here, Lumen, I would not say it's 100% photorealistic, because having global illumination works in real time is something that we never had in the past. And I would say this is very close. It looks beautiful, but is it like physically accurate 100%? I would not say that. And I think any rendering engine where you set up your lighting, you set up your scene, you set up your materials, and then hit render and wait from few minutes to few hours, that is the only way to achieve the most photorealistic results. And we can see this in visual effects in cinema, basically, where everything is rendered, correct? So I hope this answer helps, Carlos. Aussie Toll, I bought your tree, but it doesn't quite work with Unreal Engine 5 with Nanite. I think you got that from Devious, my friend. We don't have a tree pack. Loading. Every time I click on comment, there's a window opening. Sorry about that. Okay. If you work with Lumen, any scene is necessary to bake light. If I work with Lumen, any scene it is necessary to bake light? I didn't fully understand. If you want better performance, if you want the most photorealistic results you can get out of Unreal Engine, then baked lighting is the way to go, at least for now. I'm still hoping that with more and more improvements on Lumen, this will change in future. But that's why would you use baked lighting loading? I hope this answers help. Mustafa, if I work with Twinmotion to create Archviz animations, is it worth to send the files to Unreal Engine 5 to render there with Lumen? How does it compare with Lumen renderings in terms of speed and quality? So Twinmotion is built on top of Unreal Engine, just so you know, Mustafa, and Lumen is coming to Twinmotion sooner or later. So that's something you can keep in mind. Obviously, Lumen have better quality than what Twinmotion offers now with its... I'm not so sure what exactly it uses to light the scene in real time, but the path tracer in Twinmotion is amazing. So I would use Twinmotion if I want very fast renderings from my project, and I would use Unreal Engine if I want to add interactivity and bring my project to life, or even export it to whether a phone or pixel streaming, or create applications based on that. So I hope this answer helps, Mustafa. Asim, Ramadan Mubarak to you too, my man. I was asking RAM usage for Unreal Engine, just starting to learn from few days, and I'm V-Ray Corona user for a long time. Nice, welcome to the gang, my man. The RAM usage, I would say like the minimum recommended is 32 gigs of RAM. The more you have is better. That's not even the minimum. I guess anything you have like 16 or something should be fine. However, for VRAM, your GPU, the more VRAM you have, like the better graphics card you have, the faster performance you will have overall, especially if you are working on large scale projects, Asim. And to be honest, guys, I'm not really good in hardware. I got computer recently and I struggled for a month to set it up together. So I'm really not good in hardware. Funky, how are you? Can you move your camera on the top right? Yeah, let me do that. If it's, I'm gonna make myself a little smaller. Let me do this here because I keep forgetting the settings. Thank you, Funky. Hey, Matt, I'm glad I helped. Empty layer, how are you, buddy? Proclaw, hello, Habibi. Hello, Habibi to you too. My question is whenever I work at my scene and I use nanite meshes for foliage, my render distance is some for reason fixed and after a certain distance it doesn't render. As at a far distance, my nanite foliage doesn't load. I have also messed with the call distance, but nothing happened. I honestly have never went through such a problem, Proclaw. But I'm going to copy your question on the side and see if this is something we can reproduce and maybe answer it in another stream or a video that's special made for that. If you can send images of the problem in Discord, maybe we can take a look with the community, that would be dope. But I'm sorry, I don't have an answer. Luai, my pleasure. Yuga for Arch, my pleasure. Fizzy, sometimes when I click on the file, save all, it tells me to save a new level. Anything I'm doing wrong? Thanks. Okay, so it may not be a new level. It may be like auto level or something. Let's see, we'll see. I guess this is a problem I see also sometimes when I press Ctrl Shift S to save everything. There is like these auto levels that doesn't save and you need to disable saving them and because they suck. So if we see that problem here, my friend, Freezy, will let you know. But we don't have that now here. However, when you press Ctrl Shift S and you've been working on your project, you will see like auto level or something. You want to disable saving that because for some reason it doesn't save. I think this is the problem you're talking about, or is something else? Masij, do you think we are close to getting photorealistic still images results in Unreal Engine 5? Yes, of course. Uh, well, are you talking about the path tracer or are you talking about the Lumen? Because with Lumen, I don't know, like it depends on the scene and scenario you have. But the last demo we've seen at GDC in the forest with the electric car doing its thing, it is mind blowing. If that's not photorealistic, I don't know what that is. But the environment is like beautiful, right? And the answer is yes, we're getting closer and closer. Like compare Unreal Engine now from a few years ago, it's like nothing compared. We didn't even have Lumen. So yes, I think to achieve photorealistic and beautiful results, Unreal Engine is the go-to tool we use for all of our projects. Now, if we're talking about like complete, like you care about like photons, where they're going, then you still need to use path tracer or unbiased render engine or biased, it doesn't matter. Thank you, man. What is your work routine for path tracer? Leonard. Well, we just enable path tracer, and the more samples you have in the post-process volume. So let's see from here. I hope the stream would not go nuts. So perspective, no, sorry, let path tracing. It's loading. I'm going to copy your question, Leonard. This is it's been multiple times I get asked about path tracing. Let me click copy and let me click paste. I'd love to make a dedicated video around that. And Unreal Engine, please don't crash. There we go. Oh, this looks faster. So like that's to get an image, right? And you can set the number of samples of the path tracer from rendering futures. Where is it? No, sorry, path tracing. There we go. So how many bounces? I think some of these settings here are new. So samples per pixel, if we lower this is the progress bar. Let's do this. What is very important, I imagine, when it comes to rendering things with the path tracer is the render settings from the movie render queue. And that should be a whole different topic. So I would say it just works in general, and you have these settings that you want to play with in order to find the best image quality and the lowest time possible, because as you know, path tracing, it takes time, right? So that's what I would really focus on. And right now at 512, I think it took what, 20 seconds, 25 seconds. It's an okay image. Obviously, we need to increase more. I usually, after I render, like let's say path tracer, you could use some AI denoisers outside of Unreal Engine. So you may want, like just like we do with any other tool, whether V-Ray or Corona, you render your path trace images with some noise and use a denoiser program to blend in between the frames, reduce the noise, and make the image crisper or bigger and so on. So yeah, I would, if I'm thinking about it now, I would render not at like 4K resolution. I would render at slightly lower resolution, like as an image, because the higher, the bigger your image is, the more time it will take. So AI image denoisers, AI image enlargers, and the right balance in the settings we have here, so we don't waste so much time just waiting for render. I hope this answers help. And yeah, I'm definitely going to make a video about this. Funky, thank you for moving the camera. I'm glad. Actually, it's good now we put the camera here. I'm going also to do that for the videos, because in the last two videos I put the camera on this side. So thank you for the comment, for the request. I appreciate you, buddy. Guys, all your comments and feedback to make the streams better, the videos better, please don't be shy. Whether in a comment or now on the live, or send me an email if you have big comment. It's up to you, but I would really appreciate it. Thank you. Freezy, auto save, auto level. I don't think, well, auto level, I'm not sure if there is a way to disable it, but if you go to edit and go to editor preferences, let's take a look quickly together. So save maps. I think this might be what you want to do. And maybe I will consider doing this as well. So if you go to the editor preferences, search for autosave. Under general, loading and saving, autosave, you have enable autosave, save maps, save content, frequency, and so on. So you have all these settings that you can take a look at. And I think if you disable this, that might solve the problem for you. I'm going to keep this enabled just so if that problem appears, so we are all aware of it. But that's actually a good question, my dude. Let me take note on this. Adel, Ramadan Kareem Mubarak to you too, buddy. I'm planning to get Razer Blade 18 laptop with RTX 4090. Have you worked on a laptop before? I did work on a laptop with 3070 Ti. It was very nice. Obviously, you need to connect that laptop to a power source always to get the best of your GPU, and it works. However, if you ask me, do you prefer to work on a laptop or on a station? To be honest, on a station, because I don't leave home a lot, and Like that's one of the main reasons. And with the station, it's just much more comfortable, less lag in general. But if you go out a lot, or if you travel, or anything, then yes, laptop. I still use my laptop outside, but it would not be for like heavy big project or something. So congrats in advance for your laptop or station, Adil. We will take few questions and then we need to continue our project. But thank you guys for all these questions. They are all useful. I did my best to answer to the best of my abilities, and the questions that I could not answer, or I know like I have some more to add to it, I am taking notes. Okay. So the path tracer, the autosave, the foliage problem, these are things I want to investigate after the stream in general. And I will keep you guys posted through Discord, through the videos, and through these live streams. Question, Abdullah, is there any way to create custom shaped lights in Unreal Engine? Because if I use curved mesh with emissive material, it fades away when far away from end disappeared. Any workaround? Yes. Well, here's my answer. When you right click and create a material, so I don't know if this will help, but this is to what I understood from your question. What you can create is light functions, and you can apply these light functions to your lights to get the custom type of lighting you're looking for. And these can be animated, they can be almost anything you want. So would this help? I hope so. And to the reason the emissive material fades away, that's because it's an engine limitation, but there is something I also would love to take a look at, like how can we support the emissive material. However, something to know, when I have an emissive material on the surface, I always add light source next to that material in order to support it. So I would have an emissive material and I would have a light source like this, and that would also prevent any noise or emissive material bugs and so on. So maybe this also helps. You can use a combination of both. And I would also take a look at creating light functions. I hope this helps, Abdullah. Zafir, Ramadan Mubarak to you too, my man. I want to start using Unreal Engine. Do you think i7 12700 GeForce? Of course. Like RTX 3070 Ti, SSD 64 gigs of RAM. Yes. Actually, I'm using here on my PC Ryzen something. Again, guys, I'm not good in hardware. I don't even know what my CPU is. Well, I know, don't get me wrong, I just forget. I have 3070 Ti and something around 64. I had 4 RAMs, I had to delete one, remove one because of some bugs. But yes, it's more than great, Zafir. Leonard, my pleasure, man. And if I learn more about path tracing, I would love to make a video, so stay tuned. And thank you for the question. MD Ahmad, welcome to the stream, my man. Freezy, thank you. Adel, my pleasure. Is this live stream going to stay posted on the channel? Yes. Stylo Studio, how are you? This is the first time I see your name. Yes, of course. We keep all live streams on the channel. If you go here, if you go to live, all live streams are here from 1 year to today. I think this should say 2 years because there is a mistake, but it's okay. So yeah, they're always there. Okay, we're gonna continue working on this apartment. And guys, if you're enjoying the stream, I would really appreciate it if you leave a like. This will help reaching more people. And for anyone who is interested in learning Unreal Engine, I put a link for you here, special offer. You can go check it out. There is also a video to learn about what we will teach in the course, but this course is designed for anyone who wants to get into Unreal Engine and learn how to visualize architectural projects. It's an ongoing course, so there are more content on the way. And yeah, that's it. Let's get into it. Enough with ads. I just need to put the, yeah, here we go. My pleasure, Zafir. Macy, is there a way to create see-through material that also casts shadow, something like Japanese paper lampion, workaround? I tried it in emissive material, but thin, not transparent. I'm hoping with substrate material to get stuff like this, but so if you create any, that's a tricky question, actually. The answer is yes. But the ways to do that is slightly complicated because let's say if you're using, let's see if this actually is fixed. So I'm going to quickly create a rectangle here. Wow, look at that. These are some of the new improvements on the engine. Nice. With the modeling tools, we have this. Yes, that's nice. This is very nice. I hope they added for extrude too. So let's see. If we go to poly edit, extrude, click on this. Oh my God, look at that. Okay, so if we do extrude, no. Delta mode. Okay, so let's say I want minus 50, minus 20. No? Reset. I don't think it's on extrude yet. So let's do that again. Poly edit, select this face, and let's click on inset. No? Any way to set how much inset I want? No, not yet. Unless I'm mistaken, but it seems like not yet. It's okay. They are improving. Okay. So we have this scene that we need to make it nicer. So let me export the furniture. I'm going to export these. I'm going to call this furniture. I'll open back the engine, go to data map, import. Sorry. Wait a little bit. Sorry about the noise. All right, furniture. Let's select data math file, and we want just the geometry. It's okay. I have missing textures from this scene because it's a little old, but that's fine. We can create the textures together today, the materials. And we're gonna use some quicksand materials as well. These are the assets, preparing, building mesh distance fields for these. Looking nice. All right. So in my project here, I'm going to quickly make a new folder, call it maths. And here I will make a new material, call it M glass. I'm gonna make very simple glass material. I press V, call it color, connect it here, and let's make it we're gonna create a material instance, so it really doesn't matter what color this is. So we need to set the shading model from default lit to, sorry, from the blend mode from opaque to translucent. And I'm going to click S, call this opacity. Set the opacity like to something like 0.1 for now. And I will set the lighting mode to surface translucent volume. Let's see how this looks. So this one here, lighting will be calculated for volume without directionality, using this for particle effects. No, we don't want that. So this one is good for translucent surfaces like glass and water. Only diffuse lighting is supported. And this one is the most expensive type of translucent effects. It's also used for stuff like glass and water, but for now we're gonna stay with this, the translucency volume, okay? And notice how the engine like enable and disable some of these inputs based on what we select in our material. So I'm going to press S to add another scalar, and I'm going to add roughness. I'm gonna set it to like 0.1 or something as well. And as for refraction, I think something changed in 5.2 here. I don't see that. Ah, it's disabled. I usually don't add refraction, it's just annoying. There are scenarios where we add it, of course. But what I want to test. Hey, Rafael, good times indeed. How are you today? Good? How's your week? Okay, so bring back that plane we've created. Let's add it here. And let's add this. Yeah, that sucks. I hope they fix this. So when we have in the post-process volume or ray trace shadows in general, so just so you know, guys, there are multiple workarounds for this, but just so you know, under rendering, if you have ray trace shadows enabled, they will not cast shadow from translucent objects. I think it's no easy problem to fix. So now I disabled, whoa, look at that lag. I disabled ray trace shadows on my mesh, and you can see like the light is going through. And my computer decided to lag a lot as well. Let's enable this. That's so weird. Yeah. So in this scenario, what I would do, I would just search for cast shadow and I would just disable it. Feel sad a little bit and wait for future updates, but that's okay. So I'll create material instance of this material and I will assign it on these here. And another lag. Let's save everything. Okay, now it's back to normal. So let's open this material, reduce the opacity a little bit, and change the color to something light or dark. I'm gonna keep it at dark for creative decisions. As for the refraction or reflection on translucent effects, so now we're getting rasterized effects. Let's see how much this improved in engine. So we go to the post-process volume, and under reflections, no, rendering features, translucency. If you like, you can set this to ray traced translucency. if you don't want to use the rasterized translucency on translucent objects, if you want like something like this. But this works only on ray traced cards, just so you know. However, I'm gonna keep it like this for the best result. But for the best performance, I'm gonna keep it on raster for now. Hey, Rafael, can't complain. I'm glad. I can't complain either. Good times. Okay. I will quickly go to Quixel Bridge so we can add a couple of materials to our project here, at least for the floor. Please don't tell me, every time you need to sign in. So give me a second. Really, Nabil, can you show glass material nodes? Yes, I can show, but I would not say that's a glass material, to be honest. It's like the worst glass material you will ever see. For now, it's asking me to select a dog with a shirt. So, dog with t-shirt. Can I do that? Here is one, here is two. This is a dog or a cat? Please work. Thank you. 3D Nabil, give me a second and I'll open that material again for you. I imagine I'm gonna improve on it a little bit, but not now. So let's download nice wooden floor. Yeah, medium quality is fine. And let me stop thinking. Let's assign this here. I love these lumen, global illumination stuff. So before, after, it just keeps making me happy. Okay. So as for the glass material, Nabil, this is nothing really special. We just have a base color, roughness, and opacity on these here. I'm not using refraction yet. And from the shading model, so if you scroll down a little bit from translucency here, the lighting mode, I'm using the default value when we create glass materials, which is the one we do, surface translucency volume. If you want better translucency, we can use surface forward shading, but let's stick with this for now. You actually would not see massive differences, at least not yet. So while we're at it, let's just type Stoko, something for the ceiling. Yeah, let's download this. Afwan Habibi. My pleasure. Macy, thank you for the answer. Amazing stuff with the ray trace translucency too. My pleasure, Macy. When I can answer, I do my best. Yeah, I hope actually what I just did together would help you with your problem. However, I envisioned like curtains and lumen and whatnot are also a little tricky, like to get that beautiful look of the light hitting the curtain and then it's lighting the interior. Yeah, it's funny sometimes some of these things that are really simple in something like V-Ray or Corona, like slightly more complicated in Unreal. But that's why we're here, guys, to solve them together. Oh, thank you, Unreal. First crash for today. Muhammad Ghanmi. My friend, there's a whole dedicated channel for Arabic. Right now we are on the English channel. If I speak in Arabic, no one will understand anything, my friend. Also, let's open this. Real quick for those who don't know the Arabic channel, my guys. If you type VR division Arabic, you're gonna find the Arabic channel. And yep, we uploaded this video 1 hour ago. I hope you find this useful, Muhammad Ghanmi. And are we going live on the Arabic channel? Yes, we will. So stay tuned. We lost our materials. Will this crash the engine again? Thank you. I don't know why we lost the wooden floor material, but that happens. So let's copy the material ID, the asset ID. So for any reason, if you wonder what this is, if you go to Quixel like this, Quixel branch, let's download this. My pleasure, Muhammad. Okay, guys, we are back. So let's create material for some of the furniture here. Under the stream here, I think we lost our glass material as well. No, we did not, thankfully. Under here, I'm going to create master material. So I'm going to click M underscore base. And I will hold V for a color, keeping things simple. I will connect this here. And I will, since this is a master material, step by step. So I'm going to hold S for roughness. I'm going to keep it also simple. We could improve on this as we go. I put the default value of 0.5. I will add another scaled parameter, call it metallic. Keep it on 0, just in case we want to create any metallic surfaces. And why not do the same for emissive? Also set it on 0. And for emissive, I'm going to, yeah, as it is actually, just like this. For normal, I will hit T, okay, and I convert this to a parameter, and I'm going to call this normal, and I also connect it here. And here, I will search for normal flat, and this either can come with the engine materials or with Quixel materials. I would just use any of these engine materials, should do the trick. If we click here, open it, yep, it's 1 pixel by 1 pixel flat normal map. Just in case if you want to change this in our material instances, we can. And while we're at it, we can do the same here. So I'm gonna press T to add a texture sample. I'm just going to type white or color. Yep. So in the Megascans assets, which is something I prefer to use, actually this is also within the engine content. So let's go to MS presets folder, MS textures, and I will select this white, click it here. And I'm gonna do the same for this normal map. I will select this placeholder normal and replace it with here, with this one. And we can do the same for actually the rest of the materials, but what I want to show you here, if you want to have an option, so I'm going to right click and what was the name of that node? I just had it in my mind, but I forgot. Static switch. Static switch parameter. Yep, this is the one we want. Use texture. Actually, let's call it, yeah, use texture. So I connect here. I call it use color instead. The default value is always true. And just call it use color instead. If we disable this, we will use the texture. So I'm going to save this. Really, Nabil. Yes. Satire. Thank you so much, Muhammad. I appreciate you, my man. شكرا حبيبي. هيا عربي تكرم. Stylo Studio. When importing materials from Quixel Bridge, what resolution is the best for quality and performance? That's a great question, Stylo. Usually the quality I go with is just the medium quality. And if I know the surface or the object I'm going to see is like small or something, I like to go with low quality. With high quality and highest quality, you can still do that, but to get a better performance, we need to enable virtual textures on these assets. And during the production of a project, I still prefer to go with low and medium. For large objects or for like close-up shots where you have like the camera zooming in a lot on specific object, then yes, high quality and highest quality would make sense to use. And when you use these, just make sure that you are using virtual textures. This is very important. I hope this answers help. Nabil, did they fix mirror material in Lumen? Let's make a mirror test now and see how it looks with 5.2. But for the best reflections, always, unfortunately, we still need RTX cards because they have the ray tracing capabilities, right? And when you're talking about mirrors, like it's camera hitting the mirror and that mirror is looking somewhere else. So ray tracing is always the best. But we can do a test now and see how they look without ray tracing and with ray tracing, and you can decide for yourself. Henry, how are you, buddy? Is path tracing still better for still images? Or should we look into Corona for still and use UE5 for VR and real time? Henry, I would use path tracing for still images. If you want to get the best quality possible from these, then yes. It would make sense to keep everything in the engine. Well, if your project is, this is not, so making projects in Unreal Engine usually takes more time than making the project inside 3ds Max and using Corona or V-Ray or SketchUp or any other tool, right? When most projects we do in Unreal Engine are for more than still images. Still images is one of them, like taking endless screenshots, but when we're talking path tracing, that's not endless anymore. Creating videos and adding interactivity to the projects. So it always depends on the scenario you are creating your project for. If you just and only want renders, then it's just so much easier to render in your DCC application, whether that's 3D Max or Blender or SketchUp or Revit or any other tool, right? If you know that you're going to need videos, at least like minimum videos, then it would make total sense to export your project to Unreal Engine, make it in Unreal Engine, and use the path tracer in Unreal Engine. And the path tracer with 5.2, it's receiving even more updates. So things like wax effects, I forget what is the name. I made a video on it like last week. So yes, I would use path tracer. I used it on multiple projects. It looks fine. So yeah, there are actually even movies being made inside Unreal Engine that are rendered with path tracer. So that's good. 3D Nabil, you have RTX. Perfect. Macy, actually, have you tried V-Ray in Unreal Engine 5? To be honest, not yet. I tried V-Ray in Unreal Engine 4 a couple of years ago. It was okay-ish. I heard Octane is much better. I would love to give it another shot. So let me copy your question and give it another shot because it's been a while. What about you, Macy? By the way, I'm pronouncing your name right, Macy, right? Or I am making mistakes. Sorry if I'm doing mistakes. Henry, yes, for beauty shots or portfolio images. Then if you want to save time, I would render in my DCC tool of choice. If you want to make videos or interactivity, then definitely Unreal Engine 5. However, I would always recommend Unreal 5 because the fact that you can walk around your project like this, any project that is, and like do this, and see things around and find your perfect shot and whatnot, this is something I just can't do in 3D Max or Blender or whatever. I just like it like this, right? So this is like small apartment, it's nothing, but when it's bigger project, it is so much better, in my opinion, to walk around the project or the development you're building, find nice shots, and like look at any whether things you wanna fix or whatever you're trying to achieve. I get a much better understanding of all architectural projects when I can fly around these projects inside of Unreal Engine. So maybe I'm sounding a little biased for Unreal or real time, but maybe it's true. I hope this helps a little bit, Henry, with taking decisions on your projects. And good luck, Macy. Okay, you didn't use V-Ray either. Anyone here in the chat used V-Ray? Lista, 5.2 is so amazing. I know, right? Have you seen the GDC last week? The forest, the car, the Unreal Fortnite editor. I want to try that actually. Alex, I didn't see your message. It's Polish name, so it tends to be weird for non-Slavic people. All is good. Okay, I'm gonna try and learn it for next stream. Ha, Alex. Hello, Alex. How are you? How to combine interior and exterior in one project? There are so many few videos about the exteriors in Unreal Engine. Is there any course on creating exteriors? Actually, I started today's stream around that, Alex. Like this scene. Let me show you the trick. So here's what I'm going to do. If you have a project with interiors and exteriors, right? Let's say that project have no lighting. What's beautiful about making things in Engine, the lighting setup is just unified. So when you have a new project like what we have today, if you go to tools, sorry, window, go to environment light mixer, you can create your skylight, your atmospheric light, your sky atmosphere, and your height fog. And if you want some fog, some clouds, you can do that. So now this is the exterior of the project, right? And if we go to the interior, it's a little dark. Where is my post-process volume? I think, how many post-process volumes we do have? So let's add the post-process volume as well. It's like the most important element actually. The secret of making interiors and exteriors in one project in Unreal is you need to have two post-process volumes. One for the interior and one for the exterior. And then you can change the exposure on that post-process volume so you can see what's happening. Now, when I deleted my lights, I think some sort of bug happened. I don't know why exactly. So I'm going to move these two lines first. So let's select the post-process volume. Let's make it. Actually, wait, this is no bug. When you create your lighting setup, just like we did, forget everything else I did, even post-process volume, you need to click on the skylight. So now the reason this stuff here is very dark is that's because we need to enable real-time capture on the skylight. When you do that, the light bounce, like the secondary lights from the skylight, would naturally appear. And now I don't have a post-process volume yet. Well, I do, but it's not enabled. So let me select that and put it outside. So just like in real life, when you are in an exterior area, your eyes will adjust to what you see outside. So let me change the sun a little bit. And when you go inside and wait a little bit, especially if it's like such a bright environment, your eyes will adjust, right? So in the post-process volume, when you go to the post-process volume settings and you have multiple post-process volume settings, volumes, you can set their priority. So the higher the number, the higher the priority on that post-process volume, so they can overlap. So you can have like one post-process volume like this, and you can have another post-process volume that is smaller than it with less priority or higher priority and different. If you go to lens, exposure, different exposure settings if you want to set the exposure to manual, right? Or you can just keep it to auto exposure like this. And when you go from one environment to another, you would wait a little bit for that adjust to happen. So I hope this helps, Alex. Let me delete the other post-process volume. I told the guys about my course like 6 times during the stream, so I'm not gonna tell you like get my course, but if you want to learn Unreal Engine, then get my course. The link is in the chat, it's pinned. We have a discount, 40% during March. And right now it's only interiors, but those who get the course, when we release the next course, which is the exterior, you get a discount. You get a heavy discount. So that's that. So let's select both. I set usually to manual because I don't want to adjust like outside and inside and whatnot. I like for the post-process volume to be, for my exposure to be consistent, because now we are just doing an interior. I was looking for the exponential height fog, and usually I reduce this 10 times. Okay. So I'm going to select my map. My pleasure, Henry. Trinabil, you used V-Ray and Corona too. Nice. I'm gonna say that again. Most people we are teaching now in the every Friday we have at 2 p.m. UK time, if I'm not mistaken. You're gonna see the event here. It's set, so you can set a reminder if you're interested. All of them, or 80% of them, with background from V-Ray and Corona as well. We do every Friday on Discord training session together, answer questions, do things. So join us on Discord and we will see you there. Lista, you want to make haircut with ChatGPT 4 and Runway Gen 2. Oh my God, Runway Gen 2 is so good, isn't it? It's crazy. Long live free education. Okay. Are you trolling me, my friend? Of course. Into Unreal Engine. I'm trying to understand your question, your comment though about the haircut with GPT-4 and Gen 2. Still though, welcome to the stream, buddy. You can troll, by the way, no problem, but not much. Alexander, you think Unreal will replace Colonna? I don't think so. Like, you have people using this, you have people using this, you have, well, I know so many people who stopped using Corona and came to Unreal, including me. But I would not say replace, because like every company with every software, they are all trying to keep up, right? And I answered this earlier. If you want the most photorealistic images, then still you may need to use render engines like Corona or V-Ray or Cycles or whatever, or the Path Tracer even. It depends always on your project and what you're trying to achieve. So if you want to bring interactivity to your project or bring it to virtual reality or do that kind of stuff, then yes, Unreal Engine. But is what you're looking for is just one or a couple of static images, maybe a short video, would do the trick, and you want that fast, then yes, Corona. Or any render engine you are using. Juan, how are you? Welcome to the stream. Treyon, may I ask question, how good is DataFMS in transferring all V-Ray materials from 3ds Max to Unreal? It's getting better. I would recommend still, though, if you can simplify your V-Ray materials a little bit to help DataFMS doing that, transferring the materials, that would be dope. But it's good. It's not perfect. It's good enough, especially as a starting point. Now, I'm hoping with Substrate, which is previously known as Strata materials, that we may have even better options to create our materials in Unreal Engine. So I'm hoping with future updates, you may be able to transfer your scenes without the need to edit any material. So let's wait and see. But it's good. Just keep rule of thumb to keep like your materials simple if possible. And what I would do, all of you guys, if you're using V-Ray or Corona, do multiple tests. See, like if you have a material with multiple blending modes and complex stuff, and you have maybe the same material or something similar with much simplified nodes connected to it, and maybe a third object and so on. Export all of these to Unreal Engine, then open the materials and see how they look inside the engine. So let's continue. I really need to finish what we started today. Also, guys, if you have a question, so I can see it in the stream, if you can put it between brackets, like this. Let me show you. Because there are so many messages sometimes, and I get distracted. Just put your question like this, and then enter your question. It will be easier for me to read it, okay? Thank you so much. Okay. My pleasure, Lista. Dream theory. It has replaced Corona for money, but it depends on what programs their specific want to use. The company want to use. Yep. I found out DataFMF because of this channel. Such an amazing tool. Oh, that's nice. I'm glad, and good luck learning Unreal, and welcome to the DataFMF gang. Diego, Treehouse Studio. Hello, bro. Good morning. I think if you're in Brazil, it should be morning for you, or afternoon. Thanks for the videos. Thank you too. And I'm glad these videos are helpful. I'm very happy. Thank you so much. When we will be able to see exterior animation tutorial on this channel? Asim, I'm going to copy your question, and I'm gonna do my very best, my very, very best to make the next live stream to be exterior. You got it, buddy. I hear you, bro. Okay, so let's open back our material. And this is nice. So let's make a material instance of this material. And I'm going to call this color W or whatever. And right now, we have the option use color. And this is not so organized. Like, look at this global scalar parameters and global static switches and whatnot. It's actually recommended when we are creating our master materials to group them. So under every material you create, where is it? I can't see it. This is texture sample, that's why. We need to convert this to a parameter, and I'm going to call this texture. So every parameter, whether it's a scalar parameter or vector parameter or texture parameter like this, you can group them. So material expressions group, right now it's set to none. So if I call this like textures, okay, and I select this normal map and set it to textures, and this here, for example, I'm gonna call it 01, diffuse. I'm just examples, right? And here I'm going to call it material settings. Actually, just, yeah. Yeah. Select these and select this group material settings. Material settings. You can reverse engineer Megascan's material if you want to learn more about the groups, but look here. So I have diffuse. I have this switch, so I can set this to material settings again. Why not? So this parameter here, let's set it to material settings. Click save. Take a look. It's more organized a little bit. So diffuse, material settings, texture. So if you add like 2, 3, 4, and so on, to be so much easier to read. And the beauty, you can always right click this master material and migrate it between your Unreal Engine projects. So when you create your material once, you just have it and you keep developing on it and you use it across your projects. So I'm going to open this and I'm going to change the color to something like this. I'm gonna assign it here, here. So I will select my closets. That's why it's important to name our meshes like this, so it's easy to select. I can simply assign this material on all of these, right? Easy peasy. Now, this is way too dark, isn't it? Why don't we place some lights? So I'm going to the create menu, get some spotlights, press G to see my light. I will select these spotlights and I will select my selection and go to the tab to this to place my light where I want it to be. I would reduce the snap size to 1 so I have more freedom, and I place these around like so. Press Alt and Shift to move with the camera like this. Put this one here. Put this one here. It's less dark, less spooky. And maybe we can find an IES profile. Let's see. And let's reduce the intensity. And increase the outer cone angle like this. And reduce this even more. Hey, it's 3 p.m. Well, good afternoon. I hope you had a nice dinner. Asim, then love you too. I love you too, buddy. Alexander, can you post a link for the video that helps me in Archviz Explorer? So you may have seen then my Archviz Explorer video. It was just a preview of that. Actually, it would be nice for me to cover that in more depth. So I'm going to copy your question to that. And to answer your question, dream theory, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So on the Archviz Explorer, let's just do this. Click here. Actually, you know what, Asim, next time maybe we can take a look at the Archviz Explorer in the live. I would highly recommend reading the documentation of the project and the Carol Detroit. He have also good video tutorials on that. I forgot how old they are, but they were good. So where is the documentation? No, you're not so late, Walker. We're gonna stay here for the next 40 minutes or so. The moment I start to get really hungry, I will let you know, guys. But I'm starting to feel hungry a little now. So yeah, Alexander, if you check out the documentation, you have Carl channel. They have videos on that. Let me check. I hope I'm not mistaken. I remember there were videos. Yeah, there is a video. It's a breakdown. Have Google Sheets, CSV add-on. We have updates. Okay, playlist. I think it's the documentation. I'm not sure if there is a video, but the breakdown is to set up and migrate between your projects. Creating routes. There are a couple of videos in the documentation here. So I hope this is useful. And we're gonna take a look at this project maybe in the next live stream. How many of you guys are interested in Archviz Explorer and we take a look at it in the next live stream or something? Let me know in the comments here if you're interested, in the chat. And if you're interested, hit that like button if you didn't do that already. Okay, so let's continue here. I'm going to make another material. So I'm going to duplicate my material instance, assign it on this TV, but now it's ugly, right? And you know what's more ugly? It's this lens flare. I hate it. So let's click on the post-process volume. And let's go to lens flare and set the intensity to value of get out of here, which is 0. Hey, Tiago, Trilly Nabil, Diego. Okay, guys, I got you. Next live stream, we will cover Archviz Explorer. So I have some reading to do. I need to learn a little bit on how to use it and how to get familiar with it a little bit. So I will do that. And the next live stream, we're gonna start doing now 2 live streams a month. It will not be this Wednesday, next Wednesday. It's gonna be the Wednesday after it. So stay tuned. I'm going to 100% this will be next live stream. I got you. Okay, so let's open our material instance and let's set it to color of like really dark, like this. And let's set the roughness to something little low, like, yeah, 0.1. Yeah, 0.1. Hey, Walker, we never delete the live streams. All of them are live. All live streams will always be there. None will be deleted. They always stay in the channel. So let's make another duplicate. And let's make this value of 0.5. It's like rubber, plastic, something that we can add to the frame here. I like it. Maybe we can add it here. Or should we add this? Let's see, we're gonna see. So let's start assigning materials now. All right. What about the other material IDs? Looking good. And what about this guy here? Let's see quickly. Adding this here so we can see how it looks. And let's create chrome material for this part here. But before we do that, let's add rectangular light like this. And let's set the press G to toggle game mode. And let's set the width to 8 units and the height 500 units. So I'm gonna select this part, the kitchen. So here's the trick. I think because you guys follow me a lot, you know that I use visibility. I have these custom shortcuts. So in this case, like this is one of the cases or scenarios where this custom shortcut is useful. I would simply press H and I would isolate my selection like this. And I'm like, I can go to the top view, right? So I can see so much easier to see when I have my stuff isolated like this. And I would say like, oh, 500 units is too much. So I'm going to copy the X, the Y, no, the X axis value, put it on the light so it's like centered in the middle. And if you middle mouse button when you are in an orthographic view, like top, left, right, and so on, you can measure the stuff. So in this case, I don't know if you can see the number, but it's 450. Okay? 450. So I would select the light. Let's make it 440, like a little bit less. And the barn door angle, it's set to length. It's set to 20. Let's set it to 0. I don't want it. And for this X, just so you know, in Unreal Engine, if you're using like stationary lights, and that's only in baked lighting, you can't have more than 4 stationary lights overlapping together. So you see, the moment you have fifth stationary light, you're going to have this X, and this X means that this light is movable. That's it. But since all of our scene is movable, we can set everything to movable and not worry about that. So let's set everything to movable. Just always try to set your lights to movable when you're using Lumen, and you're good. So I'm going to isolate my selection again, just because I can. I like isolation of selection. And I will put the stuff here. Maybe 8 for the width is too much. Let's set it to 6 or 4. Let's set this here. And the intensity, it hurts my eyes. So let's set it to 1. And let's make the light little warmer. Let's repeat that again. Okay. These are way too bright. Which one? Yeah, I kind of messed up my eyes. Sorry about that. Stupid sometimes. Okay. Let's create that chrome material now. And to create that chrome material, that's easy. Why? Because we made our material master material, and it has like chrome value on top of it, right? So let's do that. Actually, I want to keep this at black, so I'm going to do this for now. And for this object here, I can open this, and let's call it also chrome. So we know. And metallic, we need to set this to 1. The color, we need to set this to brighter color. And there we go. Hey, you know what? Let's also make this chrome. Now. And if you want to switch the roughness a little bit, you can set it to like 0.2 if you want, or 0.3. Okay. Maybe we can add material here. Maybe we can add glass here. Where is our glass? Like this. Maybe we can add the chrome here. And if for any reason, when you get too close to an object like this, and it annoys you, maybe you want like really close up camera for any reason, we can press on tilde or click here. I hope you can see it. Yes, I think you can. So enter console command. I think it was R set near clip plane. So this is the console command. Space, set this to 1. And you would see, it would like not clip what we see, okay? And let's assign, let's make it glossy, this oven. I like ovens that are glossy. I don't know why, they just look modern. All right. What else? We need some materials for these areas, and we also need some lights for the entrance. So let's make a copy, select these two lights, this one, this one, this one, isolate selection, go to the top view. And I don't know, just in case if you don't know, hold Control, middle mouse button, you would see this white line. If you move it to the top, you would go to the top. If you move it to this corner, you would go perspective, you would go back. So any direction, you move this, you move around, okay? It's way much faster than going to perspective and selecting like top, and it's way much easier than memorizing these shortcuts. So control middle mouse button and move your mouse. Okay, so here's an early warning, guys. I'm starting to feel hungry, so let's get done with this. I need to eat. Nabil, Habibi, shukran. Thank you, bro. Diego, let's save. Press Ctrl Shift S to save everything. Thank you for the reminder. Dream theory question. Was that R dot set near clip plane space 1? Yes, sir. The console command R dot. So if you forgot, here's the trick. If you forget what that console command is, just type near plane. Near. Oh, okay. It doesn't work. So R dot set near clip plane. Okay. I type near plane. So type near clip. There we go. You will find it. Or set near, right? It will find it even if it's in the middle. And when you click it, space 1, that is the value we set. And the default value is 10. So I set 10 now. And it's Unreal Engine would eat it, you know, like the camera is very hungry, it even eats this, but can tell it, no, don't eat it, set it to 1, and now we can see it, okay? Maybe this is way too intense as a light, so let's set it to 0.3. I like it more now. So let's set this to this color, and let's create an emissive material. So I will click this material, I will set it to something like this. All right. And I will set the emissive value here to 10. Should be fine. And I have such an OCD. I just need to change the name of the level. It's been annoying me for the last 30 minutes. So let me fix the level of the name. It's not big, so not big. Much better. All right. And now let's just click on any of these materials, search, and do this. Hey, look at that. just a good practice because now I'm creating these things together and we're like doing live stream and all. It's not recommended to have like your master material and your material instances in one place. So please consider organizing your materials into folders. So have a folder for metals, folder for emissives, folder for plastics, and so on. Okay, don't do this like I am doing now. Trust me. After the stream or whatever, I'm going to organize these. I don't keep stuff like this because it's not healthy. Okay, maybe 10 is way too much. So let's make it 4. Oh yeah, me like it. Okay, I would like to find a material from Quixel for this wall. And in the past, I used like concrete material. So why don't we do that? I will go to bridge and I will type concrete. And I need to stretch. Just give me 1 second to like just move from the chair. I've been sitting here for 2 hours. Yes. All of you, like, get out from the chair, stretch, do some warm up, push ups, whatever, squat, so your legs don't hurt. I'm still here, okay? I'm just like moving around the room. And I'm getting hydrated. Okay, back. Okay. So one of these, let's type filter. So type here surface. We would only see surface materials, not 3D objects and so on. And maybe you can type wall. This looks like a nice material. I actually like this stucco wall, and we can make it darker. So let's take a look at the chat as we go. Lol, so much better. Yes, Dream Theory. Are you talking about the light intensity? Trin Nabil, don't forget the mirror material. Yes, we're gonna make it. Actually, we're gonna make it now after the wall material, okay? Alex, mirror reflection in Lumen is a disaster. That's true. How do you deal with it? The customer is not satisfied. Oh, that sucks. Also, I got a lot of noise in metal materials. So, Alex, the sad answer for mirror materials is that we need to use ray tracing. You need an RTX card to achieve the best mirror reflection possible in a game engine. Usually, I tell my customers in advance, hey, if there are mirrors, if there are so many reflective surfaces, you need to expect some noise because this is the technology limitations. I'm more than happy to give you still renders with perfect mirror, but the real-time experience, unfortunately, because of technology limitations and where we are at now, it is what it is. You gotta sacrifice the mirror material for all of this, like for the real-time experience of it, right? We're gonna make a mirror material now, which is very simple, and we're gonna see how it looks with and without ray tracing, and maybe some little tips on how we can improve it a little bit. But I have this famous answer as well, like with more good work done by the team at Epic, we're gonna get better mirrors and reflections and so on. Paven, how to make house to use for my game in Unreal? Paven, how to make house to use for my game in Unreal? I didn't fully understand, but do you want to make a house like from scratch, or do you want to get something from the marketplace, for example? If you want to make a house, then I would learn Blender or SketchUp or any tool, like or Max, any tool you prefer. if you don't want to learn Blender and whatnot and so on, I would buy something from the Unreal Engine marketplace. If you're a game developer, I would not learn everything. I would really use the marketplace for all its assets. And I think you might be in luck because this month free content, we may have a free villa or something. I'm not so sure. I would check. White black. Hello, thank you for the quality content. Did you use a plugin to change the temperature of your light? Hey, my pleasure, White Black. Thank you for your kind words. So to change the temperature of the light, when you have any light source, so let's say this light in this case, you have this option here. It's called use temperature. And when you click here, the default value is 6500 Kelvin. And you can set this to 3500 Kelvin or 4500 or whatever value you want. And yeah, just make sure that just keep in mind this is Kelvin values here, okay? Or you can make it cold, so 12,000, or you can make it very warm at 1,500. And of course, the slider is capped at 1,000 and 12,000, but you can enter the values you want. So I'm gonna enter 50, it's gonna be red. This is like hot fire temperature now. And if you click here, you can reset this to its default value. So this is built within the engine, no plugin is needed. Now, I was doing something, but I forgot. It was the concrete material. So just go to files. No, not go to files. Go to files. No, not go to files. Copy asset ID. Did I add this to my project? Yes, I did. This is the second time Unreal crashes. It's okay. It's a chance to take a look at the chat. Asim, what is the best method for layering to get the best result in Unreal Engine? Baked layering. If you want the best result, you need to bake your layers. But that's not fully dynamic layering. If you want beautiful layering that is dynamic, then Lumen. But nothing add to this like today beats baked layering. So baked layering is the best, right? But it also could take you from few hours to few days setting up your scene and your UVs and everything to achieve like the best baked lighting. So let's type concrete again and enter, and wall, enter, surface, enter, and let's find that. Oh my god, surface, concrete. Actually, I can click here on local. This is what we downloaded. Click export. There's the mesh. And let's assign it here. Let's assign it here. And here. And here. And I'd like to make this dark a little bit. So what I'm going to do is to go to albedo tint and make it dark. Like this. Okay? Emissive material is better in 5.2. Yes, it is improving. Hey, Vista Envision. How are you, buddy? It's been a while. You made it to the stream today. Welcome. My soul. What is the ideal computer specification to run Unreal smoothly? It depends on your project. That's for sure. Like, are you working with large scale projects? Are you working with like apartments like this? And what is the end result? Do you want fully dynamic lighting, or are you okay with static and baked lighting? I used Unreal Engine like for 5 years and slightly more with 1080 Ti, GTX 1080 Ti. So right now that card, many people would still use it, but even today. So just so you know, I used that. It was perfect for baked lightings, and for dynamic lighting with lumen and whatnot, I would recommend like starting at something from 200, 2060, 2070, any RTX card actually. It would be great to run your projects with dynamic lighting smoothly. When it comes to CPUs, I'm using Ryzen. I have Ryzen 5 on this PC and Ryzen 9 on the other PC. And on my computer now, on this computer, I'm using 3070 Ti with these settings and whatnot, so it's okay. And hello, sir. You wanna say hello? Yeah. Guy, do you miss this guy? It's like it's meow. He want. Do you are you hungry? Harun. What? Good boy. He's a good boy. Yeah. Sorry, my soul. He distracted me. So there is no right and wrong answer. That's for sure. Especially if you're learning. If you're learning, any computer would work. Once you start getting client work and things that large scale projects, then I would invest into a high end computer. RTX 4090. Paven, my pleasure, buddy. Vista, can you make a tutorial for the new muscle system? Wow, it's crazy that muscle system. Like that guy doing this. Um, I don't think I am the best guy to do it, but we have a guy in our team who is experimenting a lot with characters. Harun, what do you want, bro? Stay away. He's so funny when he's just sit on the table. I only have RTX 3060 here, but still not satisfied. Then 4090. Press yes to not crash. Is it a modular house? Wait. Is it modular house that are you using in this live? No, this is not a modular house. This is a house I did for free course on the channel last year. And yeah, it's not modular. I'd love to make something modular though. Let's get this material. So I'm going to assign like all the materials and all as we talk, guys. And it's a bug. It's always a bug. Dream theory. You didn't say easy peasy in the last 5 minutes. That's why it crashed. That's a good theory, my friend. So easy peasy. White black. I thought that you pressed something near derived data when you changed the color of the rectangular light for the kitchen. Thank you for the answer. My pleasure. My pleasure, ma'am. What we want to add is go to collections, Archviz, surface. Hey, look at that. These are so nice. This granite. Let's download this granite. Asim, what lighting method are you working right now on the scene? I'm using Lumen for now, fully dynamic lighting. And this scene, when I made it, just so you know, it's designed for baked lighting, but still, it works just fine. And by baked lighting, I mean like I have my wall meshes separated, the floor here, and the floor here. Let me just do this. Like they are also separated, so this would have its own light map resolution, and this can have very low light map resolution because we don't see it and so on. Look at that. Lumen is so nice. Go away, son. You have like light still here. You see all this noise, it's coming from the emissive light. We need to support it with some sort of directional light. This is scary. Let's add the post-process volume. Let's see if we can increase some lumen settings. The final gather. So final gather looks like it can play a part. So one, we have more noise and more lag. Yeah, let's just bring back the sun for now. I don't know why it's lagging sometimes. I need to take a look at the bottleneck of this computer. This computer is a disaster. This scene usually does not lag, but this computer does. Are you okay? He's doing cat stuff. Do we have carpet? Oh, I was copy asset ID. Okay, every time I switch windows, like it seemed to stop lagging and then it lags again. So let's put this one for now here. What? What do you want, sir? Ta. What? He likes attention. That's for sure. I hope he doesn't understand English. No, this is a funny shader here. No, get out of here. Ta. Bro, what do you want? Okay. He's attacking my water, so he seemed thirsty. Guys, give me 1 minute. I need to feed this guy, give him some water, and I will be back. Something is wrong with this material though. So just, I'll be back in 1 minute to give Haroon some water. Ta. He's not coming. He doesn't want water, I guess. But I took picture. Look where he is. He's standing between the camera, the monitor, and like staying there. What do you want? Trying to be cute? You nailed it. I'm going to export this again, just in case. Okay. Now it looks better. Yeah, there we go. I don't know why was that. Easy peasy. Hopefully the engine would not crash. Fastball. Can you do a tutorial on 3D modeling on a house like this in Unreal? Wait, can you do a tutorial modeling the house inside of Unreal? It's possible actually with the new modeling tools to do stuff like that. So Chase Valdez challenge accepted. Absolutely. I will copy this, your question. So guys, just so you know, all type of questions and stuff I'm copying to here. And in the next live streams, we will be covering these. And by the way, Archviz Explorer will be our next live stream. Can I drag? Thank you so much. Harun, what a masculine name. Yes. لأنه بيضل بهورن يعني. Wagner, thank you so much, man. We'll be watching this later. Just came here to say hi and support. Appreciate you. I hope you left a like too. I'm just kidding, but thank you. Terry Nabil, did you saw the new Boolean modifier in Max 2024? There is Max 2024 already? I didn't see it, not yet, but I'm gonna Google that after the stream. Hey, Shadi, how are you? Good evening, Shadi. Hope you're doing good. How was your day? Eclipse, does Lumen work in virtual reality? So Lumen and Nanite both work in virtual reality. They're still in beta. They are not perfect. I'm not so sure about the performance. I didn't do it myself, but I've seen some YouTube videos of people trying both. And actually, I'd love to test Lumen on this scene or something else in virtual reality. So I'm going to copy your question, Eclipse. And we hope with more time that all the bugs that exists with Lumen and Nanite in virtual reality would go away. But what a time to be alive. Like Lumen working in virtual reality is one of the dreams, right? So we will see. Chase, my pleasure, man. By the way, like speaking of 3D modeling in Unreal Engine, quickly. If we go to the channel, just so you know, guys, I didn't stop the series, but I need to upload the videos, to be honest, and record them. But for almost every sort of series we're doing, so now there is, just so you know, we're making this, if you didn't see the video, it's in 3ds Max, but making an architectural Archviz project from start to finish. And there is 3D modeling and there are tips. So if you go to playlists, liked videos, I thought uploaded. So there are 4 videos now in 3D modeling inside of Unreal Engine that I think you will love if you are learning 3D modeling in Unreal Engine. And there are more on the way. And the same for tips and tricks. If you want all these cool tips and tricks that I share during live streams, I upload most of them to this list. And the same for almost everything else, right? So the moment I upload how to do more 3D modeling or the new series making projects from start to finish, all of them will be in their respective lists. So keep an eye on these playlists just in case of like the videos here are like when I upload the new video of the 3D modeling is gonna be part 4. So 1, 2, 3, and then 4 is here. So you don't get lost. There is playlist for everything. So just keep that in mind. And for those who are asking about like not deleting the live and all live streams are staying here, okay? We're not deleting anything. Now, let's do something here. For once, I'm very happy about this. I click on, no, not layout, Control Z. Let's do Xform UV, yes. You can see like this texture here styling in an ugly way. So what if we can select one of these textures and like do this, and then do this, and then add just some randomization. to these guys here. Rotate it. That's so cool, isn't it? So after, before, after, well, before and after. So this is before. They are like very repetitive. You can see the tiling, but with just few seconds inside Unreal Engine, we were able like to randomize this a little bit. That's so cool. Let's assign this missing texture here. And let's find a nicer texture for here. Interior designers, please don't hate on me. I'm still learning. You can always give me your opinions on how to make this design better. I'm just a guy who knows his technical stuff. Take your AI-powered copilot. What is this exactly? Oh. No one please scan the QR code. Not now. Thank you. Okay. Okay. I think I can download Bing on my phone. Nice. How many of you guys have been experimenting with ChatGPT, by the way, and Bing AI and whatnot? And what are your thoughts? I'm very excited if you ask me. Also a little scared of GPT 5 or 6 or 10, I don't know. I'm just assigning materials like fast now. Let's get that chrome material to this. If you want to bring some cloth, so you go to bridge and bring some cloth. I've been using ChatGPT to make so many Python applications. I have never been a programmer. I suck at programming, but I felt so empowered with the ChatGPT and making these little Python utilities and apps to help me during my work stuff. How do you build the project file so you can share your project setting? How do you build the project file? Can you share your project setting? Eclipse. Sorry, I didn't understand your question. Are you talking about baked lighting or something? Because this is dynamic lighting. The one you see here, it's not baked, as the map says here. And I got so many questions on packaging a project. This is something definitely I'd love to do once we complete this in future. So the stream, after the stream, we could pack a project, or maybe in the next stream we can take a look at it as well. Think they just posted it today. Exterior animation tutorial for the next live. Yep, Asim, we're gonna do Archviz Explorer in the next live, so we can touch a little bit on the animations if we have time. If not next time, I'm working on a new video on everything about cinematics. Everything. Camera angles, composition, animating cameras, movie render queue, where to find music, where editing with DaVinci Resolve, color correction, all of that. So it will take some time to finish. It's a pretty comprehensive video. So stay tuned. Hey, Shadi, I'm great, man. Thank you. There is Sam. Sam, my man. Good morning. You just woke up, didn't you? How are you? Don't be sorry, my dude. Thank you, bro. Thank you. I've been messing with ChatGPT to try to generate Midjourney prompts, but can't get them to work. Lol. I saw the images you sent me on Discord. Very funny. You have a camera instead of like showing the camera. I want to do the same. I actually got some results, but not with the video I shared with you earlier. So I want to try that technique. I didn't try it, to be honest. So we will see. Okay. Good morning, Sam. I hope you had good night's sleep. I saw a guy using ChatGPT to build C++ scripts for Unreal Engine 5. Wow. I was very interested in that. I'm actually interested with ChatGPT and Verse, the new language from Epic. That would be very interesting. If you can share with me that C++ video, that would be very cool. Eclipse, sorry, how did you package the project? I tried that inside the Quest. It is showing endless loading stream. Can you help me with that? That would be definitely a topic for a video or a live stream. We cannot package a project today because I think I've been for the past 2 hours. I'm getting little tired, not much. However, Eclipse, we will 100% package a project in the future. Okay. However, if you are struggling with a specific problem on packaging project or getting some errors, come to our Discord community and you can tell us more about the problem in the Unreal Engine channel, and hopefully some of the guys will be able to help. Okay. Sam, thank you so much, buddy. I miss you, bro. Hope you're doing good. It's good to see you on the stream, buddy. My pleasure, Asim. My pleasure, Brewski. I got you. Okay, guys. I will take the last few questions. I think I should stop for now. Yeah, it's been 2 hours, 20 minutes. Oh, 2 hours, 30 minutes. It is the same. But can you stop lagging, Unreal, please? Yep. If you get some nice cloth material, so let's send this to the engine. Easy peasy, don't crash. Thank you so much. Yeah, this is weird. So we need to export this material at least like twice. And I think I know why. You see, virtual texturing got enabled on that material. Before it was not enabled, and now it is. And you can tell now it's working. So if you make a duplicate of that Megascan material and assign it here, you can make it like darker or less dark, or tint it a little bit if you want to. So make another variant, assign it here. Let's give it a little tint. Let's like assume this tint, right? Colorful pillows. Figs. Hey man, thanks for all the knowledge. My pleasure, bro. Cheers from Mexico. Hey, cheers. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your kind words. Thank you so much, Sam. It's good to see you too. 3. I'm gonna shut up. That's a bad joke on my end. Sorry. Yes. Unreal. I need to fix this computer. I know it's not Unreal's fault. It's like, what are you doing with my eyes? Whoa. Guys, I hope you found today's stream useful. what I will be doing next is just what we've done all day today. It's just assigning more materials. We need to bring some assets like books and whatnot to assign here as well. And yeah, there we go. It's not lagging anymore. This bed, it's just about like matter of assigning materials, going to the marketplace, find some foliage assets to place here, some paintings and whatnot, all that stuff. And that would be it. Now, if you have a bigger project, it will take you more time. If you have a smaller project, it will take you less time. But I hope you found today's stream useful. I hope you enjoyed it. And that would be all for today. I need to make some food. And yes, the next stream, we will talk about the Archviz Explorer. So it's going to be about exteriors in Unreal Engine. It should be very fun. And it will be also on Wednesday, the same time as we started today. Not next Wednesday, the Wednesday after it. So I will decide that, and you should see that. Let me just check VR Division YouTube. So if you want to stay tuned, join us on Discord. I will always let you know. And if you go to live, just in a couple of days from now, you will see like the next live stream scheduled, okay? And you can hit that bell button to stay updated or to get reminded or notified when I go live. It would also help me a lot to reach out to more people. And yeah, that would be all. If you want to learn more about Unreal Engine, there is Discord, as I said, and there is our Academy. Yeah, there is the Academy. In the chat, there is the course, the Unreal Engine course. And for anyone who get this course, it's now on discount for 40%. If you get it now, once we release the exterior course as well, you get a heavy discount. So today's stream is just a sneak peek, I guess, from what you will find here. And, oh, sorry. Yeah, my goal here is to share all my knowledge, everything I learned in my 8 years of using Unreal Engine, and compress them into videos. Okay? I am very excited and very proud of this course. I hope you like it if you get it. And if you are a student, I already love you. Keep an eye on your email if you're a student, by the way. And yeah, that will be all. I think I should... I'm thinking about what I want to eat. Lol. Hey, Dhafir, thank you so much. صحتنا قلبك. شكرا. Yes, the next session will be in 2 weeks from now. And I will keep you posted. So, guys, it's been such a pleasure. Thank you all for joining today. And I will see you soon. So, take care. Stay hydrated. Stay chill, relaxed. And yeah, take care for the 4th time. And be safe. Bye-bye. Actually, I'm going to end it with the video of the course. So, bye-bye.
Picture this. Have you ever felt the excitement of finishing a project only to be crushed by the time it takes to render it? It's like waiting for Christmas morning as a kid, but instead of presents, you get a slow computer. Imagine the disappointment of putting in so much time and effort into a project, only to spend hours waiting for single render. Now, picture this instead. You are in the middle of a client meeting and they ask you to change your design. Do you break out in cold sweat? Or do you whip up your Unreal Engine skills and make the change in real time? Unreal Engine has been used to create some of the most stunning and groundbreaking 3D architectural projects of our time. and established itself as the premier engine for cutting-edge 3D architectural visualizations used by renowned architecture and design firms around the world. As an architect or 3D artist, you have a unique talent for turning your visions into tangible designs. But what if you could take that talent one step further and bring those designs to life and turn them into immersive experiences? Unreal Engine allows to create more than just beautiful visualizations. From digital twins to product configurators, Unreal Engine 5 offers simple and efficient ways to bring in high-fidelity data from a variety of 3D, CAD, and BIM applications. Additionally, Nanite technology allows to import massive amounts of geometry without sacrificing performance. We also have Lumen real-time global illumination and reflection system that provide us with dynamic and realistic lighting that reacts to changes we do to our environments in real time, making it possible to create lifelike lighting conditions that accurately reflects how the sun interacts with materials and surfaces, allowing you to experiment with different lighting conditions at different times of day in order to achieve the most visually stunning results. In addition to architecture, Unreal Engine has been used by leading game developers and film producers to create some of the most popular and visually stunning games and projects, such as Fortnite, upcoming games like Stalker 2, The Witcher Remake, and so many more. Imagine being able to showcase your designs to clients with the same level of detail and realism as a big-budget film. Sounds like a dream, right? Well, wake up and smell the coffee, samurai, because Unreal Engine is making this dream a reality. As a CG generalist and Unreal Engine authorized instructor, I'm putting together with my team at VR Division a comprehensive course tailored specifically for architects and 3D artists. This course is built from the ground up to teach you everything you need to know, and it's divided into 3 main categories: the full fundamentals of Unreal Engine, the full process of creating project from start to finish, and finally, how to showcase your work. With a step-by-step guidance and hands-on exercises, you will learn the basics and quickly progress to more advanced techniques for creating real-time 3D projects and incorporating interactivity into your designs. Unreal Engine is completely free to use, so you can create stunning visualizations at a fraction of the cost without having to invest in expensive software or rendering farms. We are offering a limited time discount of 30% plus customized assets and resources that will elevate your workflow. So, what are you waiting for? Join us on this exciting journey to revolutionize the way you present your 3D architectural projects. We invite you to join us at VR Division Academy, an Unreal Engine authorized training center. My name is Yahya, your trainer, an Unreal Engine authorized instructor. I'm looking forward. See you soon.
All right, that was it. If you have any questions, if you have any comments, if there is anything, let me know. And with all that being said, if it's evening, I wish you a great evening. If it's morning or afternoon, I wish you an amazing day, and I will see you very soon. Good day, everyone.